right, we're now coming up to our second and most famous rock formation on today's tour. Now if you guys follow this shoreline here in front of us all the way down to our left, you'll see that very pointy rock that sticks out about 60 feet above water with nothing under it. This is known as Hawksbill. Now it gets its name because if you use your imagination, you'll notice that the upper rock is its upper beak, the middle rock is its tongue, the lower rock is its lower jaw. Now if you extend your imagination even further, you'll notice that the slit in the rock is its eyes, and the rocks right next to it are its shoulder and wing as it gets ready to soar across the beautiful Wisconsin River. You guys all see it? Now this is our most famous rock formation here in Wisconsin Dells, and it was even featured in Life magazine back in 1962. Now you guys may notice the same sandstone cliffs on both sides of us here that we see back in Ferndale. Now these are known as Potsdam sandstone cliffs, and they're actually very unique as they can be found in only 4 places in the entire world. The first being Potsdam, Germany, where it gets its name from. The second being Zurich, Switzerland. The third being upstate New York. And the fourth being on this 10-mile stretch on the beautiful Wisconsin River. this change of scenery here on the front right of the dock. That's because on 2/9/2008, towards natural disaster, Wisconsin Dells ever experienced occurred the breach of artificial lake delta. Now just on top of that hill, you'll see some cars driving. Just on the other side of that highway is the artificial lake delta. Now after a record amount of rainfall, Lake Delton rose so high that it started coming up and over into the Wisconsin River. Eventually the water stream picked up, got so heavy and it created a 400-foot wide canyon here until the lake fully emptied into the Wisconsin River. Now if you guys are wondering how high the river got that day, if you look off to our left, you'll notice where the shoreline meets the tree line way up there. That's how high the river got that day. There was a little city here called Newport. Now Newport took up all this land here on our right side all the way down. There were a few people that lived here in the city of Newport, and they overheard the conversation that the president of the Lacrosse Milwaukee Railroad, Byron Kilbourne, wanted to build a railroad bridge from shore to shore, so they were taking these cliffs off to our left and these ones off to our right. Now people found out about this, they moved into the city of Newport, buying land and reselling it for 10 times the price they bought it for, which was a very good profit plan. That's until Byron Kilbourne came down to ask for some help and to purchase some land to build that railroad bridge on. That's when these people gave them ridiculous prices. Now instead of taking their offers, he found a few people of his own, went about 2 miles upriver and built the Kilbourne Railroad Bridge that is still there until this day. Have any of you guys ever been to Kilbourne? I guarantee you have, because in 1931 they changed the name from the city of Kilbourne to the Wisconsin Dells. Now people heard that they built a bridge up there, they all left the city of Newport, making it an absolute ghost town. In the late 1800s, a wildfire swept through, taking everything in its path. All but one property, Don Manor, stood on the artificial lake delta, but is no longer there as of last year. That is why we call it the lost city of Newport. Six-wheel drive, and it's because there's a large sandbar to be on over here very shortly, so we'll get a little bumpy.
Oh, I said that bunch of fish.
We have made our way down into Dell Creek. Now, personally, I think Dell Creek's one of the coolest little spots here on today's tour, and that's because of all the sandstone we got surrounding us, and the sandstone that is under us. Now, when you guys feel us bumping off side to side or going up and over, that's actually the sandstone that we are hitting. Now, Dell Creek only stands about 4 feet tall. It's dammed up twice and is formed by 2 lakes, both Mirror Lake and the artificial lake delta, which we'll be seeing here in a few moments. Now, as we exit under this last bridge up ahead of us here, as we make our first of 2 amphibious landings, it does get very bumpy, so I do recommend holding on.